So update strategy transformation is an active transformation. The update strategy transformation have different constants. td insert or 0, td update or 1, td delete or 2, td reject or 3. So these are the numeric values 0, 1, 2, 3. Corresponding character constants are td insert, td update, td delete, td reject. We need to remember these constants also. Sometimes in interviews also they will ask a question. What is the constant value for td delete 2? In real time we use only dd insert, dd update, dd delete. Dd reject we don't use. dd reject, when you select, it will write data into the session log. I will show you both examples, dd update, dd delete. By default also row type is insert. If you don't select update strategy, also by default insert. I'm going to show how to update data, and then I will show you how to delete data in the target table. First of all, I am connecting to Oracle. Select star now. Then you can see list of tables. Select star now. And this is my source. Now target. Select star from EMP. Now I'm changing my source salaries. This is my source employee and my target is EMP. I want to update my target table data based on employee number with the source data. See here, this is my source, employee is my source and EMP is my target table. I want to update 100 Ravi salary 8000. Here what is the Ravi salary in your target? 2000. I want to update 2000 salary to 8000. Similarly 101 when I 3000 target the salary is. What is the salary in source? 8000. So I want to update all salaries in my target. So in order to update, we need a key column. That is very important here. See, suppose this row is coming from the source. Which row you want to update in the target? So some column is required. So based on employee number, we are going to update our target table. So I'm going to define employee number as the key column. I will show you how to do that. Double click on repository, enter the user ID and password. Now double click on your folder. For any task we have 3 steps. First one is creation of mapping, second one is creation of session, third one is creation of workflow or use the existing workflow. So here First of all, we need to verify what is our source and target. My source is employee and my target is EMP. So check here. Your source is already available and target also available. You need not import. But whenever you want to use update strategy, you have to define key column on the target table. So select target as enough to drag your EMP. So there are two ways. You can define primary key in the database or can import, or you can define key column in the Informatica level also. So double click on this, go to columns tab. So here option is E number primary. Apply. Okay. See, you can see the lock symbol now in yellow color. Repository. Suppose if you have already key defined in the database and if you import also, same thing you will get. So there are two ways. Either you can define in the Informatica level or you can define in the database level and import it. But mandatory thing is you should have key column. Any questions so far? Now I am going to create a mapping using mapping designer tool. From the menu bar, select mappings, click on create. Enter the mapping name m underscore upd underscore. Click on OK. Select your source. Drag it over. Similarly, your target. Now I am going to use update strategy transformation here. From the menu bar, select transformation, click on create. Then it opens create transformation dialog box. So here you need to select update strategy. Enter the name. Whatever the name you want, you can give, but Informatica recommended standard is it should start with UPD followed by description. Click on create. Now select all the ports from source qualifier, drag it onto update strategy. From update strategy, select all the ports. Now double click on update strategy, go to properties tab. So here you can see update strategy expression by default 0. 0 means insert. So remove this. You can give value 1. 1 means update. Or you can write dd underscore update. For more readability purpose, we go for character constants. Click on OK. Click on apply. Repository. Any questions so far? Second step is creation of session. Select workflow manager. Select task developer tool. From the menu bar, select tasks, click on enter the session. S underscore M underscore UPD underscore. Click on create. Then it will show list of mappings. Select your mapping. And then click on. As usual, you need to give relational connections for sources and targets. The session creation process is same for every mapping. Now double click on the session, go to mapping tab. Here you need to give connections. For source, the source connection is like this. Source 64. Select target. The target connection is target 64. Click on apply. Repository. Any questions so far? Okay. Third step is creation of workflow or use the existing workflow. Select workflow designer tool. Expand sessions folder. Select your session. Okay. Repository. Now select your session. Right click. Start task. It is in waiting state. Seems some problem with the server. About it, I am going to read it. Let me check the services. Right click on new folder. Now select your session. Start task. Still showing about. Let me create another workflow. Okay, let me close my virtual box and I will reconnect to virtual box. I am connecting to source. Select start from drive. Select start from say it is in running state. Succeeded. See here 4 rows read from source, those 4 rows load into target. Now you can check in the database whether target employee salaries changed or not. See earlier 2000, 3000, 4000. Now check. Select start from UMP. See updated with 8000. So if you observe here 100 is available 2 times. So it is updated 2 times. Same record. Suppose 200 is coming from the source. 200 is not available in the target. You don't do anything. So whatever the employee numbers are there in the target, only those employee numbers will update. Remaining things it won't touch. Suppose 300 is coming from the source. 300 is not available here. It won't do anything. Suppose 400 is available in the target. 400 is not coming from the source. Then it won't touch. Any questions so far? Now I am going to show how to delete the records. So if I apply delete option, it will delete all the records. Suppose one additional row is also there in the target. 200 is there. 200 is not coming from the source. Then 200 won't delete. So whatever the key columns are coming from the source, only those will be deleted from the target. 200 is there in the target. 200 is not coming from the source. Then it won't delete that record. Here 100, 101, 102 all are available in source. It will delete all the records from EMP table. I will show you. So now double click on update strategy. Go to properties tab. So here you need to change DD update to DD delete. Repository. So now you need to refresh your session. Whenever you do the changes in the mapping, first you need to save it. After that you need to refresh your session. Right click, refresh map. Okay. Now select workflow designer tool. Right click, start work. See here, applied rows, affected rows, you can see difference. Applied rows 4, affected rows 3. Applied rows means how many rows reach to target from the source. Total 4 rows. Actually how many deleted? Only 3 rows. Because we have only 3 rows. In interviews also they will ask us what is the difference between applied rows and affected rows. How many rows reach to target? Applied. Actually how many deleted? Affected. See here. Select start from here. See, no rows left. Any questions on update strategy transformation?
If the rows were already present in EMP, like the target table,
Mm-hmm.
will those also be deleted?
Sorry, that row number.
Will, will those also get deleted?
Can you
The
repeat?
rows already present in EMP.
Yeah, that one only deleted, right? See,
No, no.
mm,
The ones that did not come from the source,
no, it won't delete.
it won't delete. So how do we delete those rows?
You need to send that row also from the source if that is the requirement.
Okay.
You need to send that employee number also from the source. Then only you can delete. You have to written in such a way that suppose if you want to delete all the rows, you have to written in such a way that all whatever the rows available in the target should go to
Should
target
be in the
from the
source.
source. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Venkat, one second, the four records which are extracting from the sources, like one record which is duplicate 100, right? The four records,
Correct. Correct.
and when you are deleting, so
Hmm.
you are deleting the three records.
Hmm. Correct.
So it's taking the common record of 100 in that one, and it's including or excluding. If it is including, then the four records will be deleted.
No, no. See, here this record is coming from the source 100. So what
Yes.
it will do first, it will check here 100 is available. So it will delete this record. Again 100 is coming from the source lost record, but 100 is not available. It will ignore.
Okay. But
Clear?
that should be available in the target, right? Again, is
Why?
otherwise.
Not required, right? Why it should be available in the target? See,
So,
last time I have loaded without duplicates into my target. Finally, my
oh,
objective is to load to delete 100. Using this row I can delete, or using this row also I can delete. If you want, I can put a sorter. So if you don't want to delete two times, put a sorter and select distinct option after source qualifier. Send only unique rows to the target.
okay. I mean,
That would that improve the performance, Venkat?
Generally, in real time, you don't get much duplicates. You have to return a query in such a way that you won't get duplicates. Apply in the source qualifier itself. Select distinct employee number, name, salary from employee. Simple. So here itself you can write. So in the source qualifier query itself, you can write there is one option. I am going to explain. In the source qualifier, while reading itself, you can select only distinct rows.
Okay.
So generally, in real-time environment, we have a purge process. So the business wanted to maintain 5 years or 10 years of data in the tables. Generally, we run a purge process once in a year. So whatever the data which is not required, we will remove using this update strategy. So we will take only 1 year data. So sometimes what you can do is you can take your target itself as a source and take only the required rows whatever you want to delete and you can delete.
Okay.
Suppose your target is EMP, take EMP itself as a source and connect. And whatever the rows you want to delete from the target, prepare a query like that only and send to target.
Okay.
And one more thing also you can do in update strategy, but we don't do in real time environment. There is conditional statements you can write here. Conditional IIF E number is greater than 100, delete, else insert or else update. So at a time you can do this operation also, but you cannot know in the monitor. If you go like that, how many rows reach you to update, how many rows reach you to delete, you cannot tell.
Mhm.
So if you write like this, there is a flexibility. Some rows you can send to delete, some rows you can send to update at a time also. This is known as conditional update. Any questions on update strategy transformation? Hello, hello, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, Venkat, now we can.
So any questions?
No.
uh,
Now I am going to explain another transformation. Lookup. Lookup transformation is a passive transformation and it is mainly used to get a related value, and also it is used in SCD type 1 and SCD type 2 mappings. we are going to use lookup on target tables in SCD type 1 and SCD type 2. I am going to show with an example how to get a
What
related
type
value.
1, what type 2, Venkat, again?
Yeah, those things come in advanced concepts. I will explain. Those are real-time mappings. We call it as SCD type 1 and SCD type 2. In those mappings, we take lookup on target tables to identify that is a new record or old. I will explain in depth. So first of all, I am going to explain how to get a related value. Similar to stored procedure, here we have two things: connected lookup, unconnected lookup. First, I will explain connected lookup. After that, I will explain unconnected lookup. After that, I will explain differences when we go for connected, when we go for unconnected lookup. So first of all, I am connecting to source. Select start from DPT. So this is my source table. My requirement is I want to know employee belongs to which department name. I cannot tell using this table. I can tell using this table the employee working in which department number, not the department name. But the department name information is available in another table. I am going to use DUPT as my lookup table. What I will do, I will take my source department number with the lookup department number as a comparison, and I am getting related value. What is the related value here? DNAME. So here I am going to use DEPT as my lookup and my source is EMP DEPT. I want to get a related value corresponding to department numbers. Now I am connecting to target. So here I am creating a table EMP underscore employee number, email, salary, number, email, Any questions so far? Okay. Now I'm going to create a mapping. So for any task we have only three steps. First one is creation of mapping. Second one is creation of session. Third one is creation of workflow or use the existing workflow. So here first step is creation of mapping. In order to create a mapping, we need to verify whether our source and targets are ready or not. So here my source is available. EMP DPT also available. Target is not available. I'm going to import my target using target designer. From the menu bar, select targets, import targets. Repository. Now my source and targets are ready. I can create a mapping using mapping designer tool. From the menu bar, select mappings, click on create. M underscore UPD underscore CONN underscore PP underscore CONN underscore. Select your source, target also. Now I'm going to create lookup here. Any questions so far? From the menu bar, select transformation, click on create. Then it opens create transformation dialog box. Here you need to select lookup. Enter the name. Whatever the name you want, you can give, but Informatica recommended standard is it should start with LKP. When you click on create, it opens a dialog box where your lookup is available. My lookup is available under source side. Select source. DEPT is your lookup. Click on. See, whatever the columns available in the lookup, all those columns come into this transformation automatically. D number, D name. This is lookup. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my source D number to the lookup for comparison purpose. So already D number there, so automatically taken as D number 1. So I am going to join these two ports. Double click on lookup, go to condition tab. So here icon is there, add a new condition. D number is equal to D number 1. Apply. Now take D name. Now connect remaining all ports from source qualifier. Any questions so far? Are you able to hear me?
Why don't we just connect the D number? Hello?
Yeah, tell me.
Hello?
Tell me.
Why don't we connect the D number directly to the D number in the lookup? Why did we have to create D number 1?
No. See, D number is the lookup port. Lookup table, DEPT table port. So we need to compare our source D number with the lookup table D number. Then only we will get D name, right?
Yeah.
So I connected D number from source qualifier to lookup. Already D number exists, so automatically it has taken as D number 1. This D number 1 is
Okay.
referring to source D number.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, got it. Mm-hmm.
Repository. So my first step is completed. Second step is creation of session. Select another client tool. Select task develop. From the menu bar, select tasks, click on create option. Enter the session name s underscore m underscore lkp underscore con underscore. Select your mapping. Click on. The session creation process is same for every mapping. As usual, we need to give relational connections. Double click on the session. Go to mapping tab. Generally, we give connections for sources and targets. Apart from those, only for two transformations we give connections. One is stored procedure, another one is lookup. Why? Because these two are related to database. So 64. Select target. Target 64. So lookup. So lookup is on source side. So you need to give source connection. If it is on target side, you need to give target connection. It opens relational connection browser. Select use object. Radio button. Give the connection. Source 64. Repository. My first two steps are completed. Creation of mapping, creation of session. Third step is creation of workflow or use the existing workflow. Select workflow designer tool. Expand sessions folder. Select your session. Repository. Save. Now select your session and play. It is option start task. See here 5 rows read from source, those 5 rows loaded into target. Now you can check in the database also. Select star from UMP underscore help. See for 5 rows, see if there is a match, lookup returns value. If there is no match, lookup returns null value. This is very important. You need to remember. We are sending department number to the lookup. If there is a match, it is returning value 10 sales 25. If there is no match, it is returning null value. So here my requirement is instead of displaying null, I want to display it as unknown. So for that one, what you need to do is Double click on lookup, go to ports tab, place the mouse cursor on dname. So here you can see default value. Set unknown. If it is a character constant, you need to put in single quotes. If it's a numeric value, you should not. See, default value validated successfully. So instead of sending null, we are sending default value from the lookup itself. Repository. Any questions so far? Refresh your session. Repository. I'm manually truncating my target table, or you can enable truncate target table option in the session level. Anything is fine. Now I'm going to rerun. Select your session and click start. See, succeeded. Now you can check in the database. See, value unknown instead of null. You can set default value. Any questions so far? Now I'm going to show same example with unconnected lookup. After that I will explain what are the differences between connected lookup and unconnected lookup, and when we go for connected and when we go for unconnected lookup. Similar to stored procedure. So here my source and targets are ready. I can directly create a mapping using mapping designer tool. From the menu bar, select mappings, click on create option. M underscore LKP underscore unconnected underscore. So select your source, drag it. What about your target? MPLKP. The creation process is same. Lookup creation process, either connected or unconnected. So transformation, create. So here you need to select lookup. Enter the name. So select source. Your lookup is available on source side. Similar to stored procedure, we are not connecting this transformation through any other link. So in order to call unconnected lookup or unconnected stored procedure, we need to use expression transformation. So from the menu bar, select transformation, click on expression. Select all the ports from source qualifier, drag it onto expression. From expression, drag it onto target. So here we are going to call that unconnected lookup using expression. But the unconnected lookup is not ready to take any inputs. If you see my mouse cursor, there are no triangle symbols. So if you see right side, you can see my triangle symbols. Only these are output ports. The lookup should be ready to take at least one input, then only it can provide outputs. If you don't send input, what department name it will return? So what I'm doing is I'm going to create one input port in the lookup so that I can call or I can send data to the lookup so that I can get department name. I can send department number to the lookup and I can get dname. So double click on lookup, create one port here. Add a new port to this transformation. By default comes new field string. I am changing the name in underscore d number. Data type double. So disable the output port. This is only input port. So here one more port is there, return port. So you can select only one port as the return port. So I'm taking dname as the return port. I want to return dname. So first I have created one input port and then I have selected written port. If you don't select written port, by default the first output port become as written port by default. And go to condition tab.
What's the difference between return and output?
Yeah, I will tell you. I will show you. Apply. So whenever you are using unconnected lookup, you need to select written port. See, these are all output ports. You can see here D number and
Yeah.
D name are output ports. Written port means you need to select here. Otherwise, see, I have selected D name as the written port. See, when you
Hmm.
use unconnected lookup only, you can see written port. So if you don't
Hmm.
select written port, then what happens? Then it select output port, first output port. What is the first output port here? D number. It will return D number as the output.
D number.
So
Okay.
I want to select return port. See, whenever you use unconnected lookup, you need to select return port. That is mandatory. If you don't select the
Okay.
return port, you can select only one return port. You cannot select more than one port also.
Okay.
That is first thing. If you don't select the return port, what it will happen is the first output port it will take automatically as the return port.
Okay.
So you cannot see return port in all other transformations if you observe.
Yeah.
See, for more readability purpose, you can disable the D number output port so that you can see only D name. This is for readability purpose only. D number output port. Okay. See, now it is ready to take D number, ready to provide D name as output. See, if you have multiple output port means you have the flexibility to take any output port. Simple. Output port means this transformation is ready to provide data to others. Any questions? Okay. Now I am going to call this unconnected lookup. So here I can add a new port to this transformation. O underscore D name. So disable the input port which is not coming from the source. So then only expression enables. Remove the existing. So left side you can see lookups, double click. So this is the syntax: colon lkp dot lookup transformation name with arguments. What is the argument we need to send? D number as the input. In interviews also they will ask a question: how do you call an unconnected lookup? You can call an unconnected lookup using expression with the syntax colon lkp dot lookup transformation name with arguments. Click on OK. Click on apply. Click on OK. We are passing D number to the lookup and we are getting D name as output. Repository. Any questions so far? Now I am going to create a session. The session creation process same for every mapping. As usual, we need to give relational connections for sources and targets and for lookup also. Repository. Now select workflow designer. Save it. Right click start task. See here, 5 rows read, 5 rows loaded. Now check in the database as well. Let's start from emp underscore lqt. Earlier already 5 rows are there, so again 5 rows loaded. So here null value you can see. If there is a match, it returns value. If there is no match, it returns null value. So here next question is, what are the differences between connected lookup and unconnected lookup? First difference is connected lookup participates in the mapping flow. That means we connect through links. Unconnected lookup doesn't participate in the mapping flow. Second difference is connected lookup can return multiple ports, whereas unconnected lookup can return only one return port. Third difference is connected lookup supports user-defined default values. We have set unknown. Unconnected lookup doesn't support user-defined default values. Fourth difference is connected lookup supports dynamic cache. Unconnected lookup doesn't support dynamic cache. I will explain that dynamic cache in advanced concepts. Those are the major four differences between connected lookup and unconnected lookup. Next question is, when we go for connected and when we go for unconnected. If you want to return multiple output ports, go for connected. If you want to return a single port, you can go for either connected or unconnected. Then what is the use of unconnected? If you want to call same lookup multiple times with different inputs for a single row, then go for unconnected lookup, similar to unconnected stored procedure. If you want to call same lookup multiple times with different inputs, suppose the same employee is working in multiple departments, then you can see d number 1. In the expression, first time you call the lookup with d number and you get the d name. Second time you are calling the same lookup with d number 1, you are getting another d name. If you want to implement same with connected, you need multiple connected lookups. So why? Because at a time you can compare only one d number with the connected. Any questions so far? So in the next class, I will explain source qualifier. One more transformation is there. Total we have 14 transformations. So after that, I will enter into flat files. So far we have seen only tables. In the next class, we will see how to work with flat files also. Source as a flat file, target as a flat file, how to load multiple flat files at a time, fixed width, delimited, those things. Any questions? Okay.
No, Venkat.
Okay. Thank you. Tomorrow we meet at the same time.
One question, like how to copy this when the files or the content from the virtual machine to this local system?
Local system, copy the pen drive, copy it into pen drive from host system, and then you can see that pen drive in your virtual box.
Okay.
Anything else?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
And Venkat, will you be sending the demo session now?
Yeah, I will send the link immediately right away.
Okay.
Yeah, morning I was trying to that connect. I mean, I don't have that recording because the demo we did not record.
Mm-hmm.
But I have put down the steps and worked on it. Like